What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. The New York Giants have been incredibly busy today after assembling their roster. They got down to the final 53, and now they've made a ton of moves thereafter. And this is common. This happens a lot. And we're going to start with Sam Beal. Incredibly disappointing. Sam Beal will begin the year on the IR. I kind of halfway expected this. He missed all of last year, and of course we used a supplemental pick on him, which means we lost this year's third-round pick. By bringing him in. We all had high hopes for him. We thought he could potentially be our starter going into the season before we went out and drafted DeAndre Baker, and then we probably expected him to be the third cornerback. That is not going to be the case. Now, the good news to this is it is not season-ending IR. He is eligible to come back after Week 6 if he is healthy, and hopefully he is, because I think we all hope that Sam Beal is a big part of our future. The guy definitely has a world of ability, has a lot of talent. He just needs to stay on the field, and that's been the problem with him so far. Hopefully, he can get back healthy sooner than later and can start to progress in his career as a New York Giant. But for now, he's going to be on the IR. Now, with that IR spot, the Giants went out and acquired a former Jet. And that, of course, is Eric Tomlinson. Eric Tomlinson is a 3-year starter. He's played 29 games over the first 3 years of his career in the NFL. But he's not going to be a guy that catches passes. He's a blocker. That's what he is. He has just under 200 yards receiving throughout his 3 years. He's going to be in there to block, and he's there to probably fulfill Scott Simonson's role, who's on the IR as well. Similar type of tight end. He's in there to block. He is a big-bodied man, 6'6", 263 pounds. As I said, he started 29 games, played in 36 in his first 3 years in the NFL. He's only caught 16 passes throughout his NFL career, but like I said, he's in there to block. He also has some experience as a long snapper, which I guess is vital if Zach Diassi ever went down, knock on wood. But that is why they brought him in. And then the other guy I wanted to talk about that they signed on for the practice squad, and I wouldn't normally mention a guy who signed on to the practice squad. One of my subscribers, actually, Marjorie Simmons, pointed him out to me. And when I did some research, I tell you, this guy is an interesting prospect that the Giants brought in. David Sills, that's right, that white wide receiver right there from West Virginia. What a collegiate athlete. The guy had 32 combined touchdowns over his last 2 years at West Virginia. He was cut today by the Buffalo Bills. He stands at 6'4", 211 pounds. He's definitely a red zone target, which probably explains why he was able to come down with as many touchdowns as he did. Had just under 1,000 yards over his last 2 years as well in college. So an interesting prospect that the Giants bring in there on the practice squad, being we're so thin at that wide receiver spot to begin with. It'll be interesting to see if Sills maybe could carve out a role at some point this year on the Giants. It's a guy I'm going to definitely keep an eye on. Maybe he's a fan favorite. We'll have to wait and see. He kind of replaces Alonzo Russell in a way. Very similar type of wide receiver. Of course, we cut Russell earlier today in favor of bringing in Cody Core, who is there to help out on special teams and is much younger, being only 23 years old. But that concludes it today, guys. A lot of roster moves by the New York Giants. Unfortunately, bad news there on Sam Beal. Like I said, hopefully he gets back sooner than later. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.